What happened to the explosives?
There ain't no explosives. My dumbass supplier must have given me organic fertilizer instead of chemical. All I got here is 400 pounds of lightly fried horse apples.
That's a lovely image, Dwayne.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Hello and welcome back to Arcanum Gaming. My name is Richie. Today we're jumping back into some more Broken Sword, the Smoking Mirror. When we last left off, we had just joined Nico here in the General's apartment. And, let's see, we don't have any items. We are going to look around here.
I didn't want to watch a lot of tawdry soap operas.
Okay.
Cutting-edge technology, in 1978 at any rate. A stuffed swordfish. On close inspection, I noticed that the swordfish was peppered with machine gun bullet holes. The general was a real sportsman, and no mistake.
Interesting.
It was a portrait of some thug in a uniform. I didn't want the picture. A lava lamp, hip in a retro way. I had no doubt the general thought it was hip, full stop. I didn't want the lava lamp. A tiger skin lay on the floor. The tiger was beyond help.
Is there anything else to look at or interact with besides the general? Balcony here. Nothing really to see. Or nothing to do, rather. Alright, let's talk to the general.
Is that a lava lamp?
Sure, it's more impressive in the dark. I'll close the blinds.
No, don't do that. Not on such a beautiful day. I, love your TV.
Oh, yeah, cool, no?
That tiger skin. You didn't kill it yourself, did you?
Alas, no. I had to import a synthetic one from the United States. It is very comfortable to lie on, naked.
Unfortunately, I'm allergic to man-made fibers. Who's the guy with the hat and the fat cigar?
My mother.
Oh dear.
Mom, what is going on here?
Nothing, Mom. I was...
I'm in uniform. And when I'm in uniform, it's...
Madame la Presidente, sorry, Madame la Presidente.
Now, what is going on here?
Nothing, Madame la Presidente. I was just showing my friend Nico some of the cool stuff I've got.
Hi.
Good afternoon, señorita. And just what are your intentions toward my son?
Intentions? We were just talking.
How nice. She has good bone structure, Raoul. Has she any brains?
She's a reporter.
Is she? And what sort of questions has she been asking?
I'm a freelance photojournalist. I do lifestyle features.
For what sort of magazines?
It looked safest to play dumb with good bone structure. Haya, Lifestyle of the Super Rich and Vainglorious, Envy Magazine,
Excellent. Raoul, you've chosen well for a change.
It was pretty obvious who pulled the strings around here. I hope George was making good use of the time I was buying him.
And then it goes, pa 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 pa. And when you were in this band of yours, you used to play that song for 2 hours?
Yeah, we were really famous at our college. Still, ours wasn't as good as the original version.
I have never heard that song before, yet I have no doubt that this must be true.
Hey! Psst! Hey, George!
Dwayne Henderson. Boy, am I ever glad to see you. Get to the American consul and tell him I've been imprisoned without charge.
Get real, George. He was the previous occupant of that cell you're in. We're gonna have to use good old American know-how to get you out of there.
Uh-oh.
That, and this truck full of explosives I've got here.
Dwayne, listen to me. You'll kill all of us.
You're such a naysayer, George. It'll go like clockwork. Negative to negative, it's positive to you gotta get the bare copper wire here. Let me just,
What could possibly
all right,
go wrong?
I'll just hook that up. All right, there we go. Okay, just a minute. I've got to get to a safe distance.
Quick, Miguel, hit the mattress.
You have strange customs up north.
Here we go.
Too late.
Are we dead yet?
I hear a
Horseshit.
fuse.
What happened to the explosives?
There ain't no explosives. My dumbass supplier must have given me organic fertilizer instead of chemical. All I got here is 400 pounds of lightly fried horse apples.
That's a lovely image, Dwayne. Never mind, I'll think of something.
Alright, well, we still have all of our inventory.
I couldn't reach the noose. Listen to me, Miguel. You give me that rope and I'll get us out of here. Is there somewhere you can hide from the General?
Of course. My friends have a boat ready to take me upriver. But how are you going to break out of here with just a short piece of rope?
I'm not sure, but I'll think of something.
Alright. Well,
If your plan doesn't work, will you let me hang myself in peace?
what can I do with this rope now?
Solid bars protected the small window. I wasn't getting out that way. I couldn't escape that way. I didn't have the key to the lock. It was the lock which held the door fastened. That door looked pretty sturdy to me. That door looked pretty sturdy. That door.
Yeah, we know about the door. Alright, what do we got here?
That door looked pretty
Oh,
sturdy.
not the door. Can I not click on the bench?
The door was locked. I
No
couldn't
kidding.
escape that way.
Alright, so we gotta figure out a way to get this door open. Is there anything we can combine the rope with?
No, that's wrong. I'd better think this through. Wrong. It was the... I wasn't going to demean myself by using the bucket until I was desperate. My very own slop bucket. Already I was feeling institutionalized.
Bucket, huh?
I wasn't going to... My very own slop bucket.
Bucket. Can we use the rope with the bucket?
It was the lock. It was the lock which held the door fastened.
Let's see, what do we have?
That door looked pretty sturdy to me. The door was locked. The door was locked. There was nothing I wanted to talk about right then.
I mean, these bars look wide enough that we could just, like,
I
walk
couldn't
out.
escape that way.
Yeah, I know you keep saying that. But I don't see anything I can do to interact with the door. So far, nothing I've tried to
No,
combine has worked.
I had to think of something else. That wouldn't work. That wouldn't work. The door was locked. Someone had thoughtfully provided little shades for the light bulbs. The rest of the prison area looked like an English public toilet. The light shades looked completely out of place. I couldn't reach the light.
Let me throw something at the light shade.
The door was locked.
Yeah, I know the door's locked.
I couldn't escape.
It's got to be something with the rope. Oh, we could tie it on the window. I tried that already, didn't I?
I couldn't escape that way. I couldn't escape. The door was locked. I had nothing else to ask him.
George, would you get out of the way? I can't see anything.
The door was that door. The door was.
Forget about the damn door. Just get out of my line of sight.
Hey, Dwayne, I want you to tie this rope to your truck and then drive forward. I'd had no idea whether this was really going to work, but I'd seen it in a black and white Western. Of course, Hopalong was using a horse and Dwayne had a 4-ton truck, but hey, the principle's sound.
Anything you say, George.
I did also get the idea from a
Please
Western,
forgive my mother. She can be a little
but it was
difficult.
Shanghai Noon. What? Shirt don't break.
Oh, my feet. Raoul, propose, you idiot.
Don't mind her. She just wants grandchildren.
Don't think I can't hear you, Raoul. I want the worthy successor, and you're not it. Propose now, or I'll do it for you.
Look, Nico, we haven't known each other very long, but... What the hell was that?
I didn't know what was going on, but Georges had to be involved in it somewhere.
It worked.
I ain't gonna say a thing, 'cause that sweet sound of falling masonry says it all.
Quick, senor, the river.
Huh? Wait! What about Nico?
Georges, what have you done? You only had to sneak a look at the chart, and it's turned into World War III.
No time to explain. Come on.
Don't move, terrorist scum.
You talking to me, Junior?
Yes, I'm talking to you, fat man. And my name's not Junior.
A word to the wise, Junior. You carry on waving that pea shooter in my face, and the next person who sees it is gonna be your proctologist. Savvy?
General, I am happy to report that I have apprehended the terrorists. You idiot, not them. The other American and the French woman. They're the ones.
Oh my.
When I recovered consciousness, I was alone, washed up on the riverbank. My head was aching fiercely, and my mouth tasted like a swamp. At first, I thought the music I heard was in my head. Just my luck to wind up in paradise with a migraine. But I followed the sound and discovered a tree house in a nearby clearing.
Wow.
The iron rim of the water wheel would have torn the skin from my fingers if I'd touched it. The water wheel had been built to provide a natural source of power. The wheel had a rim of roughly beaten iron. A wooden box was connected to the nearby water wheel. It seemed to be working just fine. It was a pile of damp leaves.
Something looks like
It was
it's
a
moving in
pile
those
of damp
leaves.
leaves. It was a large wooden cross. It was heavy. I guess that was intentional. It seemed to be working.
Alright, so we can pick it up, but we can't do much else with it. What's over here? Are those bags or something?
The leverage from the cross allowed me to turn one of the stones, but the other one remained stationary.
Let's turn a stone.
Two round stones were carefully balanced on a wooden structure.
Why do we want to turn the stone?
The leverage from the cross allowed me to turn one of the stones, but the other one remained stationary.
Don't really understand why we want to do that. Is there anywhere else for us to go over here?
I'd always wanted a treehouse like that when I was a kid. Two round stones were carefully balanced on a wooden structure. The stones were too heavy to turn by hand. The stones were too heavy to turn by hand. Hello? Anyone home?
Guess not. Okay. So... my question is, why are we turning these?
The leverage from the cross...
Nothing seems to be happening. I don't know.
The cone was ideal as a makeshift container.
Makeshift container? Container for what?
Two round stones were carefully balanced on a wooden structure.
Okay, so obviously we need to grind something up in there, but... why? I haven't the slightest idea.
The leverage from the cross allowed me...
Alright, so we don't want to bend the... crush the charcoal or anything else in the inventory. Is there anywhere else we can go? Is there something obvious that I missed?
I briefly considered diving into the crystal waters. Very briefly.
It's over here.
That vine rope could be useful. The contraption consisted of a crude wooden wheel with wooden slats. The machine was broken. The machine was broken. It was a length of rope made of twisted and knotted vines.
Okay, how does that help us?
Perfect for a game of poo sticks. It would have been a shame to tamper with the elegant bridge.
Question is, do we want to stop the waterfall?
It was a pile of damp leaves.
Oh, damp leaves. Okay, does the rope help us here somewhere?
The vine provided a drive belt to connect the two stones.
Okay. We still haven't figured out what we're supposed to be grinding, though.
Now I had the contraption working. I'd always wanted a treehouse.
Excuse me.
I briefly considered diving into the crystal waters. Very briefly. The iron rim of the water wheel would have torn the skin from my fingers if I touched it.
Iron rim.
The stones were too heavy to turn by. It was the metal cone I'd taken from the chimney. The cone was ideal.
Yeah. Cone's ideal. What do we do with it, though?
It would have been a shame to tamper.
Not seeing it.
That isn't it at all. It was a pile of damp leaves. It was a pile of damp leaves.
Yeah. Can I not interact with it somehow?
The stones were too heavy to turn by.
Why does it keep turning it one rotation and then stopping? What in the world am I missing here? Can I try climbing it? No.
It seemed to be working.
Seemed to be working fine. Do we want it to not be working fine? And if so, how?
It seemed to be working. I briefly considered. The machine was broken.
Yes, I can
The
see
machine
that.
was broken.
Alright, folks, I've been wandering around here for a little while now. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what in the world I can do. I've gone over everything with a fine-tooth comb. So I went ahead and looked up a hint, and said we have to interact with these leaves somehow. We can't pick them up, and, like, put them in the grinder or something, which is what I thought we were supposed to do. Dog biscuits? I doubt it. Charcoal? Maybe, like, light a fire with them? Not the charcoal, I guess.
It was the black obsidian stone which had been sent to Nico. One side bore a grotesque image of a dog's head. The other was blank. It was the poisoned dart which had stunned Nico. I'd never known anything keep her quiet so effectively. It was the flint statue of Tezcatlipoca I'd found in Marseille.
Flint? I use the flint to... use it with something metal?
Nope. That wouldn't work.
Is this made out of
The
metal?
machine seemed to be pumping air up to the treehouse.
Oh.
As I held the fetish to the iron rim of the wheel, a shower of sparks cascaded onto the leaves.
But nothing happened,
It was a pile of damp leaves.
because it's damp. How about the newspaper article?
The newspaper clipping was just what I needed to kindle the damp leaves.
Alright, let's try this again. I don't know why we want to start a fire. I guess if that's like some kind of air pump, maybe we need to create smoke?
As I held the fetish to the iron rim of the wheel, a shower of sparks cascaded onto the leaves.
Quick, man, put out that fire. I've got a sick woman up here.
Sorry, Father, but I needed to attract your attention.
We started a forest fire in the jungle to attract someone's attention? We've got a ladder.
Who are you? And what do you want?
My name is Stobart, George Stobart.
I'm Father Hubert. I don't suppose you speak French.
Huh? Why do you want to know that?
I found a young woman with a fever by the river this morning. The
Nico.
poor girl is close to death. And there's nothing I can do for her but pray. I don't understand her, but I think she's speaking French.
Hang on. That must be Nico.
Well, that took entirely too long to figure out, but I think we're going to wrap this one up here for today. It's going to be another kind of shorter episode, but I'd like to keep playing, but it's getting a little late, and I got to get up early for work tomorrow. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll pick it up next time, heading up to the treehouse to check on Nico. So, again, thanks for watching. Have a nice day.